Number 6, number 9 is second, number 3 is third. 6, 9 and 3. 6, 9 and 3. Ruling Regent getting up to Monet's Cove, but about 6 out. Sir Swayze finishing hard and gets up to win at about a half neck over Ruling Regent. And about a length away third is Monet's Cove.
More from there shortly. Replay the greyhounds.
Sing Stunning Gem Away Quick, showing good pace was Solitaire. Pop Stream out wide. Oh, they've mixed.
Racing, walking out Seaford about 4 lengths last, and Rebel Rock was fastest into stride, gets about a length in front of Sol 54, followed by Verdict Declared. A bit of magic in the middle, a half further back to Regal Centre, making up good ground, followed 3/4 of a length of Bullseye, and a half length away last after a very tardy beginning with Seaford up towards the 600. Rebel Rock, Digger McClellan leads by a half length. A bit of magic moving up to be second, 3/4 third was Regal Centre, followed by Sol 54, Verdict Declared. Bullseye next to last, and 2 lengths last of all was Seaford. Around the home turn, 450 out. It's Rebel Rock in front, rolls off, gives the run to Verdict Declared. A bit of magic out 4 wide, Regal Centre 3 wide. Seaford making good ground, looking for the middle split. Here comes Bullseye down the outside from Sol 54. Inside the 200, it's Rebel Rock in front from Verdict Declared. Bullseye down the outside, a bit of magic in the middle. Bullseye moves out after a bit of magic. Bullseye puts the head in front, a bit of magic trying hard, but it's Bullseye. Bullseye a half length, a bit of magic second, tight for third, Rebel Rock or Regal Centre, followed by Sol 54, Verdict Declared, and last of all after missing the start was Seaford.
Number 9, Bullseye, to return 420 and 275. A bit of magic to pay $6. Those for third, 1 Rebel Rock, or number 2 Regal Centre. There'll be no third dividend. They've raced at the Greyhounds. Here's the replay.
Racing. Yashua away quickly, showing good speed. Oz Power, followed then by Barry Brown, but Yashua gets to a clear-cut lead. Supporting Roll, Lord of Darkness, a well back with Cheress and Mrs. Tears into the back, and Yashua by 3 lengths to Barry Brown. 2 off, then comes Oz Power, followed then by Crystal Gal in Bother. Out wider was Cheress, and back at the tail, Mrs. Tears. The leader is Yashua as they turn. Barry Brown won't pick it up, and start cheering if you're on Yashua. Yashua too good. Second home, Barry Brown. Third's close. I'll give it to Cheress just in front of Supporting Roll. Then came Lord of Darkness. Well back then was Crystal Gal pulling up quick with Lord of Darkness and Mrs. Tears.
56.62 held by Inroads. 4th to number 2, Regal Centre. 5th to number 7, Sold 54. Well, Seaford, who was well fancied, having won its last 2 at Cessnock and Gosford, walked out a conspicuous 3 lengths last. Dan Beasley tried hard to pick up ground, but over the short course 1,000, you're pushing it uphill, to say the least.
Racing. Iska bounced quickly, so too did Theatre and Stella Artois, and away fast on the outside, Sedation. Joshua's Pride back in the middle. Iska pushes forward now with Stella Artois going up on the inside to lead it up. Stella Artois led by a neck to Iska, 2.5 further back, Theatre and Sedation. Joshua's Pride is back in the middle, 2.5 withdrawn, 1 last of all, Flavour. At the 650 metre mark, Stella Artois on the inside cuts the speed, a neck in front of Iska, a length and a half, Joshua's Pride. Sedation is 4th but out 4 wide, a half further back, running 5th to the turn is Theatre, a length and a half further back, Withdrawn and Flavour. Homeward bound, Charles looked over his shoulder on Iska, she wobbled around the turn. Stella Artois back to the inside, a neck in front, now he lets her down, and Iska ranges quickly to Stella Artois from further out, Joshua's Pride and Sedation down the outside, Iska and Joshua's Pride from Sedation wider out. Joshua's Pride's headed Iska from Sedation and Flavour. Joshua's Pride in front, Iska fighting back on the inside, heads up and down, and Flavour flew. Oh, great finish here. Iska the centre, Flavour rattled home on the fence, and Joshua's Pride. Terrific go. 3 of them to the line from Sedation. Then Theatre wider out, a gap in the race then to Withdrawn. And last of all is Stella Artois.
7 Iska, 170, 135. Joshua's Pride, $10.90, $3. 1 Flavour, $7.30, $3.
Yeah, 3-way go. 7 Iska, 180, 130. Or number 1 Flavour, $6.90, $2.80. And 5 Joshua's Pride in the centre, $10.90, $3.10. Great go there.
Go here. Joshua's Pride has headed Iska, who looked beaten, but she fought back, reaching the post with Flavour rattling home on the fence, and the judge needing the print here to the feature race. It's a photo. Joshua's Pride ahead in front. Iska fights back, and Flavour rattles home on the fence. What Nose has come down at the right time. Is it a dead heat? It may be. Yeah, it's a dead heat. It's a dead heat between, it looks to be Iska and Flavour. It looks like Iska Flavour have dead heated here an inch in front. Yeah, it's a dead heat. A dead heat. The judge couldn't separate them. Iska and Flavour have dead heated. And a nose third, only a nose, is Joshua's Pride, who probably got ahead in front. The judge couldn't separate them. Iska under siege after the rider looked over his shoulder on the turn. He looked as though he had them beaten, but she wobbled around the corner. She moved a good 3 to 4 horses out. She got the lead from Stella Artois. I'm talking of Iska, of course, and then Joshua's Pride came at her, running the race of his life. Joshua's Pride put his head in front. Iska fought back, the heads were bobbing, and then Flavour was picking up his ground on the rail. And he's got up right on the post, Flavour, to dead heat with Iska, who's brought her head down at the right time. And Joshua's Pride, after being ahead in front, has been beaten probably a short half head in third placing. Terrific finish. You couldn't have scripted a better one than that. A dead heat between 1 Flavour and 7 Iska, only inches in front of Joshua's Pride, and Sedation is fourth ahead of Theatre in the time of 57.25. The record 56.1. They've run 57.25.
Right, moving in at Kembla. Caulfield race 6, 1, 7 and 5. 1 Flavour, $3.60 the win, $3 the place. 7 Iska, $1 the win, $1.30 for the place. No third dividend for 5 Joshua's Pride. Quinella $5.40, exacta 1 and 7, $8. 7 and 1 exacta $3.20. The 175 trifecta $56.10. The 715 trifecta $18.90.
At Cheltenham race 6, 1 Prince Le
Racing this time at a perfect dispatch. Dispute began well with Pimpala Prince. Pimpala Prince gets a half in front of Don Tristram second, followed by Beauchamp. Dispute, and moving up along the inside was Shifting. A further 3/4 to Sovereign State, followed by Simmer, who began well. Here's riding next from Bold Chief, and a further half length away to Simmer, who's losing ground. Now Benazzi moving around them, followed by Mr. Squill, a half to Bold Chief. Here's the Prince, and 5 last of all Bombardment. Pace well and truly on. Pimpala Prince, Jim Cassidy opens them right up over the crossing at the 800. Pimpala Prince bounds about 4 lengths in front of Don Tristram second. Third 3/4 of a length away was Shifting, followed by Beauchamp moving up in the middle. In square behind them, a half length further back to Benazzi, followed by Sovereign State. Dispute 3/4 of a length away to Dance With Me, who's on the inside, followed by Mr. Squill. Behind those next was Simmer, who's got a long way back and has a big job, followed by Bold Chief, and also here's the Prince. Last of all Bombardment into the straight 350 out there. Claim Pimpala Prince. Here's Beauchamp down the outside, a half to Shifting, followed by Dance With Me to the inside, a length to Sovereign State. Dispute not running on, followed by Don Tristram and Mr. Squill inside the 150, and kicking back in the centre Pimpala Prince. Beauchamp on the outside from Shifting. Pimpala Prince in front. Beauchamp is lunging. Beauchamp, Pimpala Prince photo very close. Might be Pimpala Prince, the nose from Beauchamp, but could go either way. Third Shifting, followed by Simmer, who only got warmed up over the concluding stages. Here's the Prince next from Don Tristram. Dance With Me behind those. Dispute, followed by Sovereign State, Mr. Squill, in square Benazzi, Bold Chief, and last pretty much all the way Bombardment. Judge calling for the photo. Pimpala Prince got to the lead again from Beauchamp. Shifting third. Pimpala Prince was a picture-perfect ride by J.A. Cassidy. Beauchamp has stuck the head down right on the line, but looking at the slow-mo, it does favour Pimpala Prince.
Maybe Pimpala Prince, number 1 at 9.70, 3.40. It has got the verdict over number 3 Beauchamp at $4.90, and a 10 Shifting third, $5.
3.10. Pimpala Prince, the winner, a 5-year-old bay gelding. Yellow Prince, Play Our Song, trained by Gordon New York at Gosford. Ridden by Jim Cassidy. 3 Beauchamp, Mitch Newman, and third to number 10 Shifting, Len Beasley. Beauchamp, 5-year-old chestnut gelding. Bureaucracy, Lasky, K Waterhouse, Mitch Newman, and third to 10 Shifting, Len Beasley. A 4-year-old bay or brown horse, Nardee, Cousin Peg, Pat Webber at Rose Hill. Fourth has gone to number 14 Simmer. Well, geez, Simmer jumped all right, and then got back to midfield, and then got back to about third last, and was second last towards the home turn. Into the straight, was looking for the middle split, and has worked home well.
Iska dead heating just ahead of Joshua's Pride in third placing in the weight for age. They're off and running now. Seeking Fun bounce with them with Fanciful Lady and going fast. Luwilla on the outside. Behind those settling down Lenny, and they're followed by Uccello and Fire Lake, and Water out on the track then repriced. It's Luwilla and Fanciful Lady, and Seeking Fun has gone up about 3/4 to a length away third. One to repriced and Fire Lake. One further back Lenny, to Uccello, Hit and Run, and last of all Forest Flame. 6.50 out now. Luwilla on the outside of Fanciful Lady, 2.5 to Seeking Fun. Over on the inside of Fire Lake and Reprise. Seeking Fun had to ease there. Went back to fifth from Lenny on the outside, sixth, then Hit and Run. A length and a half, Uccello and Forest Flame. Up to the bend they race. Luwilla off the fence just in front now from Fire Lake. Reprise back to the inside, Fanciful Lady. Seeking Fun needs a way out at the moment, followed by Lenny. Hit and Run down the outside from Forest Flame. Luwilla kicked 3/4 in front, but grabbing it quickly, Fire Lake. Two to Seeking Fun, giving them too big a break, I think. It's Fire Lake from Luwilla, Seeking Fun, and then down the outside, Hit and Run, then Lenny. Fire Lake, Luwilla fighting back and getting at them. Lenny over the top of them, and Lenny gets up to win 3/4. Good go for the miners. Fire Lake out wider, Hit and Run, and back to the inside, Luwilla. Then Seeking Fun. Behind those would have been Forest Flame. Then Reprise from Uccello, who never came into it, and Fanciful Lady as last of all.
And across the line, 5 Lenny at $5.10 and $2. 2 Fire Lake at $2.90. Number 3 Hit and Run at $2.50.
Peter Mertens gets up to win.
5 Lanny, 5.50, 2.10. Photo the Miners, 3 Hit and Run, 2.90. 2 Fire Lake, 2.60.
And a photo for the Miners. Number 3 gets second, Hit and Run. And a further photo for third. Okay, 3 Hit and Run after the photo gets second, and third goes to number 2, Fire Lake. 5, 3 and 2. 5, 3, 2. Interesting race, Seeking Fun.
Okay, set the greys.
Race 10. Ready. And racing, Amanda Chantel, fourth to go, winning the fly out wide.
Sutter has them, they're racing. Over the Rising began pretty well, headed by Bound by Silence, Midwest, and on the outside, Come On Grace from Blue Clancy, Galaxy Storm, King Win. Uncle Stainless in the middle. 2 further back to Vitronite, followed by the big Australian, Our Carnival Girl. And a length and a half away last of all was Sarouche. To the 1,500 metre mark they go. Blue Clancy taken to the front by Johnny Marshall. Pinches a break of 2. Midwest second, Come On Grace third. There's no speed to report. Galaxy Storm is fourth, followed by Bound by Silence the middle. A length to Uncle Stainless, followed by Over the Rising, travelling on the inside of King Win. A break of 2.5 lengths away. To the big Australian, who's travelling on the inside, about 3/4 of a length away. Next was Vitronite, the favourite. 2.5 Our Carnival Girl, and a half length last of all was Zarouche. To the 1,000 metre pole, and Midwest is now taken to the front. Leads by 2 over the early pacemaker Blue Clancy. A half away third was Galaxy Storm, the outside, followed by Come On Grace, and 3/4 to Bound by Silence. A further half length away. 2 next Vitronite, who makes a move out 3 wide. 3/4 to Uncle Stainless, followed by Over the Rising and King Win. A break of 2 to the big Australian, Our Carnival Girl, and still 2 lengths away last of all was Zarouche. To the 600 metre mark, and still Midwest in front, but Blue Clancy once again moves up to eyeball it. Galaxy Storm out 3 wide, sustaining the run, followed by on the inside was, as they move towards the home turn, Come On Grace, and out deep on the track Vitronite starting to make a move, and also there was Our Carnival Girl and Zarouche from well back with Uncle Stainless. Many with a chance in the straight. 3.50 out in the centre. Blue Clancy gets a neck in front. Midwest kicks back on the inside. Come On Grace third, followed by Zarouche right down the outside from Galaxy Storm to the 200. Blue Clancy in front. Midwest kicks back. Here's Come On Grace working home well. Over the Rising in the middle. Blue Clancy in front, joined by Come On Grace. Not much room for Over the Rising. Come On Grace hit the front, and Come On Grace. Come On Grace beat Blue Clancy. Vitronite flew for third from the luckless Over the Rising. Didn't get a lot of room over the last 200 metres. The big Australian behind those, followed by Galaxy Storm, King Win, Uncle Stainless. Behind those, Midwest, Our Carnival Girls, Zarouche. Weakened over the concluding stages, and last of all was Bound by Silence. Come On Grace, number 5, apprentice Adam Morrison. 13.30, 3.40. 10 Blue Clancy, John Marshall at $2.10. And Vitronite for third, Larry Cassidy at $1.90.
5 Come On Grace, 13.40, 3.50. 10 Blue Clancy, 2.50, and 1 Vitronite, 2 even. They've raced at the Greyhounds. Here's the replay.
One set. Off Abatessa missed the start today, and Lynette one of the first to break, but Tigram's going to carve across Skadoodle in some bother. Up front, the leader is Tigram, again joined by Abatessa. They come away. 5 then to Lynette, followed by Skadoodle, who's not in the race. Likewise, receding tide, but little Abatessa. Abatessa down to the wire by 4 lengths to Tigram. Third home was Lynette. They were followed in then by receding tide, and Skadoodle found trouble today back at the tail.
Let's go back to Kel.
Yes, thanks, Paul. 17.93 is the overall time. 2 Abatessa first, 8 Tigram second, and 3 Lynette third. 2.83, 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. The winner's clock 17.93. Skadoodle got a bad bump after they went about 100 metres and finished back at the tail. Forget he went round. But his camel mate, Abatessa, too good in race 11 as we go to the last race 12. Very open affair. I've gone 2 Regal Lehigh on top. I've thrown in 7 Legal Suit to run second, and for third there, 5 Rash Opera. Race 12 will close the day at 4:42.
Here's Rod again.
152.85 margins. Thanks, Tony. Half a length with a neck between second and third. Half a length by a neck. Time 152.85. The first 800 50.34. 50.34. The last 600 36.23. 36.23. Quinella 41.90. Exacta 84.30. Trifecta $362.70. And totes are appearing in full on the last event here at Randwick. Winner of the last. Horse 5, Come On Grace, 13.30, 3.40, 10 blue.
Racing. He's begun okay, Behemoth, but he went back at the start. Flying Voodoo, Copper Wildwood bounced quickly. Picking up ground and heading up towards the front in the early point is Jazeera. Behind them, Indy Raj. From the outside here, the Fence Force and Starletto pushing up in the middle. Nice and handy at the winning post, and further out, New Kingston. Starletto just heads now Jazeera, and New Kingston third. Defence Force is fourth, followed by Flying Voodoo, I Wonder. Indy Raj, further back, Copper Wildwood, Napier Street, the last 2 for Sato, and Behemoth the last of all. At the 2,000 metre mark, and taking up the running is Starletto, moving out. 2.5 lengths in front now. In second place in New Kingston, 2.5 Jazeera, 1 further back Defence Force. On the inside, Flying Voodoo. A length Indy Raj. On the outside of it, I Wonder. Then Copper Wildwood, Napier Street, 2 to Versato, and Behemoth back last of all. And they're stringing out. The pace is okay, and Starletto takes them up the back at the 1,500 metre mark by 3 lengths to New Kingston. They've cleared out about 5 lengths in front now from Jazeera, 2 for the back, Flying Voodoo. Outside at Defence Force, a length and a half, Indy Raj and I Wonder. 2 Copper Wildwood, Napier Street, 2 for the back, Versato, and on the outside of it, about 15 from the front, is the favourite Behemoth. Up the back they go at the 1,200 metre mark, and Starletto by 3 to New Kingston. 5 for the back, Jazeera third, 1 for the back, Defence Force, and then Flying Voodoo. And the pace is nice and quick. Further back, Indy Raj, followed by I Wonder. A length and a half to Copper Wildwood and Napier Street, 2 to Versato. And Behemoth about 18 lengths from the lead last of all. Coming down the side of the 950 metre mark, Starletto 1.5, New Kingston. They're starting to take up the slack now. Going up as Defence Force, and further back then is Jazeera, followed to the outside by Flying Voodoo. 2 for the back, I Wonder. Further back in the race then came Versato. Then Copper Wildwood, Napier Street. Indy Raj lost ground. Behemoth last and under the whip. 600 metres to go, and New Kingston now hit the front on the inside, being tackled by Flying Voodoo. Defence Force is right there with them, coming up to the bend, and then I Wonder. Behemoth still back last, turning for home as Flying Voodoo hit the front on the turn. Moved a length in front of Defence Force from New Kingston. Stiletto dropped out from I Wonder, then Versato, and Behemoth is not going a yard at the moment. Flying Voodoo in front down at the 200 metre mark. Moved 3 lengths to I Wonder. Defence Force struggling, then New Kingston, Versato, and then Copper Wildwood. This is a walk in Flying Voodoo. It's 6 in front of I Wonder and Defence Force, and down to the line, Flying Voodoo canters home, wins 5 or 6 in the run home to I Wonder. Third home is Defence Force, then Versato. Further back, Copper Wildwood, followed by Napier Street, Stiletto, New Kingston. Behemoth hasn't gone a yard today from Indy Raj, and last of all is Jazeera.
7, 2 and 4, Flying Voodoo 10.80 and 2.90, I Wonder 2.30, Defence Force 2.40.
On the Super Tab there, number 7 Flying Voodoo, 12.40, 3.20, 2 I Wonder to pay 2.20, and 4 Defence Force 2.50.
Home turn, and is cleared out to win in a trot. Number 7. Number 2 is second, I Wonder, and third is number 4, Defence Force, but they've come home at long intervals in the last.
Late scratching Perth, race 6, scratch number 11, Poetic Power, number 11 out of race 6, Perth. Last at Caulfield on 7, 2 and 4, Flying Voodoo, 10.80 the win, 2.90 for the place, 2 I Wonder, 2.30, 4 Defence Force, $2.40.